Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to the match reaction to Manchester City 2 Everton nil. Everton for what seems like the umpteenth time and in the last few years of lose a game to Manchester City when arguably playing one of the best performances for quite some time. It's sod's law, but you need more than a good performance sometimes to beat Manchester City, and so it proved today. We most of the team I'd say played really well today, and we didn't deserve to lose. But most people don't deserve to lose the performances they put in against City, and City always seem to find a way. I mean, it was Haaland got both the goals, um, deadly finisher, and that was the difference between um, us and City. And both sides were pretty toothless early on in the game. Us kind of, as usual, basically being quite toothless. City being quite uncharacteristically toothless. But it was Haaland, the deadly goal scorer, who finds the way through in the end. And I think that's kind of sums up what our problem is at the moment, is that we're just not clinical enough. We didn't create enough anyway against City. I mean, not many teams do, but we just didn't create enough. Knocked the ball around quite well, to be honest. Some of our players played well today. Um, we couldn't make the ball stick again. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I don't think did good enough today either. He in the game against the likes of Manchester City, you need him to make the ball stick. He just didn't do it. The players behind him, I thought, were a lot better. James Garner, Adrita Garner Gay again. Two good performers. McNeil did all right. Mikalenko, they were all, everyone at the back, I think, was pretty solid. Actually, Young did all right. Godfrey was a bit ropey against Jeremy Doku. Um, made a few little errors of judgment, but other than that, not too bad. And then Taki and Brantwaite were all right. But yeah, like I say, there wasn't really any horrific performances out there today. But yeah, it was just a couple of moments. Like the first goal comes from a corner, which is debatable whether it was a corner. I think you could say it wasn't, but I think it'd have been harsh. Like, I don't think you can rip into the referees too much for that one, because it was a really, really difficult one to see. Um, um, it's one of those. It's a gripe of ours. I think we've got a lot against referees at the moment, but I think this one is harder to pin on them than the plethora of other bad decisions, or decisions at least that have gone against us. From the corner, we just didn't clear our line. Brantwaite shanks it, and it bounces off another City player and falls perfectly for Haaland. Sod's law, slams it in, and then we start chasing the game, and on the counter attack, he gets picked off. Haaland just rushes off Brantwaite and as a 1v1 slots it, as he so often does in them situations. So really frustrating performance. I'll say frustrating outcome. Performance is there's a lot to take away from it, but what concerns me is that we do this against the likes of City and give a good account of ourselves. It's what we do in the next games that really matter. We've got games coming up against the likes of Crystal Palace. I think we've got Aston Villa again. Um, you know, there's a few games coming up that you'd like to think that we've got more of a chance of winning. I mean, certainly there's not many more difficult games than City away. Yeah, we've got Crystal Palace at home and West Ham at home, Brighton away. Not an easy game, but we're gonna have to start picking points up in some of these games. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the performance, there's not a lot you could argue with from what we did today, but we've got to start maintaining this standard of performance. We showed we can knock the ball around well enough today against a very good team. If we can do that against Palace or West Ham or Brighton, then maybe we could make something happen in those games. But for that to happen, I think um we need to start seeing an upturn in form from our centre forwards, whether it's Calvert Lewin or Beto. Calvert Lewin's been getting the most minutes and not delivering. When Beto's come on, he hasn't quite been at it, but is that because he's not been getting enough minutes? He's not really finding his feet because he's not getting the game time. Maybe it's time to try Beto from the beginning and see what he could do. He certainly got a lot of physicality. Whether he's got the ability is very much up for debate. But it just might be nice to see a fresher face up there and see if we can just just try and make something different happen. Because the thing is, like I say, with the football we're playing recently hasn't been terrible, but it's just too much because our attack isn't enough of a threat, and we just aren't getting into the box enough. We're not creating the chances, and we're certainly not taking the chances. We just need to be a bit more cutthroat in all aspects of the attack and play. And if we can do that, I think we'll be okay in the next few games. But that's what it is. It's about taking the positives from this game and translating it into the next games where, you know, we won't have an Erling Haaland up front, and hopefully we can, you know, be on the right end of the result. But as far as today is concerned, I'm not going to like fell on it too much. I think we did a lot of things right. Like I say, sometimes just doing everything right against City still isn't enough. Sometimes um when they have a striker like Hale and Haaland, they didn't really play that well themselves today, City. But like I say, Haaland fans make chances out of anything really. It's just if something falls to him, you always thinking he's got a chance of scoring it, and that's what happened today on two occasions. But yeah, our actual team setup was pretty solid. Godfrey went off injured, and Coleman came on and did relatively well. Um, I think Godfrey's out. It'll be Coleman coming in as he did today for the Palace game, and apart from that, I wouldn't really change anything. Like everybody did okay, and I'd be happy to stick with what we had today and hope that you can deliver another good standard of performance, and a performance that, while it wasn't enough today, will be enough in fixtures against other sides that don't have the quality Manchester City have. Um, but yeah, I will leave it at that anyway. I think like I say, it's not one to really dwell on. We all looked at this game in the calendar and thought, let's just get into it and get out of it unscathed. We got beat. We gave a good account of ourselves, and hopefully, Godfrey aside, there's no more injuries, no more severe injuries. So the group and go to the home game against Crystal Palace next week, and hopefully we can get a result. We'll leave it at that anyway. Manchester City 2, Everton nil. Let us know your opinions on the game. Drop us a comment, give us a like, and subscribe for more content. Till next time, guys. Thanks for watching on the top.